evening and welcome to another episode of Garage Chemistry. So this evening we've got one of my favorite reactions of all time, and I'm going to grab a glove here because this is one of those reactions that has some dangerous chemicals to it. So I'm going to make sure that I am handling the more exposed hand. I'm going to make sure I'm protected here with my nitrile glove. So what I love about this reaction is it involves copper and nitrate ions. And what's going to end up happening is we're going to break down those nitrate ions and make nitrogen dioxide gas. Now, frequently, I used to shortcut doing this with nitric acid, but nitric acid is really, really dangerous. So instead, we're going to use a couple of things that will make an acidic solution that has nitrate in it. So here I have calcium nitrate solution. And I need to pop the little stopper that's in this thing to make sure that I can get the solution out. And I'm going to dump the calcium nitrate solution in with the copper. That will provide the nitrate part of the reaction. Now, in order for the reaction to work, it has to be acidic. So I have here an acid solution. This is sodium hydrogen sulfate. It is the little brother of sulfuric acid, if you were. And this is a solution that is not quite as acidic as sulfuric acid, but it is still quite acidic. So I'm going to dump this in here. And now I've got a little stick here. We're going to mix it up to make sure that we're getting going. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we are going to seal it on top of here. And we're going to put it down into some freshly boiled water that we have just poured into here. Now, over the next 10 minutes, this takes a little bit of time. What's going to start happening is that the acid is going to create the conditions where the copper can break down the nitrate ions that we've put into this bottle here. And it'll generate nitrogen dioxide gas. Nitrogen dioxide gas is vibrantly colored, and we will collect that gas through this tube here into this flask and be able to see that gas in about 10 minutes. So we're going to pause and come back in about 10 minutes and see what we've collected in the flask, all right? Hang tight, we'll be right back. Already you can start to see there's some brown gas that is forming inside of that flask. We'll be back in a few more minutes as we continue to collect the gas, and you'll be able to see what's going on here. All right, and we're back. So now if we get in nice and close, you should be able to see it's a little bit faint, but it's definitely, there's a brown gas inside that flask. So at this point, I am going to open this up and I'm going to drop it upside down in there and take care of the acid that is in there. And what we're now going to do is figure out how to neutralize this. Now, what's important about this brown gas that's in there, if you've ever looked out over the horizon and seen that the horizon looks like it's got this brown, murky sort of tint to it, that smog that you see, a huge part of that smog is this very gas, nitrogen dioxide. So, what do we do with nitrogen dioxide? How do we get rid of it? Well, one way that we can get rid of it is by using activated charcoal. pure carbon. So what I'm going to do now, very carefully, I'm going to take off this stopper. Now the gas in there is heavier than air, so it's not going to come out all by itself when I take the thing off. I'm going to dump in the activated charcoal. I'm going to stopper it up with a stopper. I'm going to give it a shake. And just like that, the brown is gone. Because gases don't just hang out, they like to stick to things. And what's cool about activated charcoal is that it has a phenomenal amount of surface area on it. Activated charcoal are little particles with innumerable numbers of cracks and crevices that gas particles can stick to. And so it's one of the most effective substances on the planet for absorbing things like nitrogen dioxide. So in this case, the activated charcoal has completely absorbed all of the nitrogen dioxide that was inside the flask. And now what was a kind of an icky brown colored gas in there is completely clear once again. That's it for this episode of Garage Chemistry. Today we've taken a look at how nitrogen dioxide gas, a major pollutant and a major component of smog, can come about, and one way that it could be dealt with, although that particular solution is not really feasible on a whole city type of scale. That's it for today. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.